In the sprawling landscape of television comedy, few shows have captured the hearts and minds of a global audience quite like the American version of The Office. What began as a bold adaptation of a critically acclaimed British series blossomed into a cultural phenomenon, a comforting, hilarious, and often surprisingly poignant exploration of the mundane realities of office life. For 9 seasons from 2005 to 2013, viewers were invited into the quirky, often awkward world of Dunder Mifflin Paper Company's Scranton branch, forging an unbreakable bond with its unforgettable ensemble cast. Before we get started, please consider liking and subscribing. Your support is greatly appreciated. The show's brilliance lay in its mockumentary format, which created an illusion of raw authenticity. The shaky camera work, the direct addresses to the documentary crew, and the often uncomfortable silences made audiences feel like fly-on-the-wall observers, privy to the everyday absurdities and genuine human connections unfolding within those drab office walls. Led by Steve Carell's iconic portrayal of regional manager Michael Scott, a boss both infuriating and endearing, the cast became a surrogate family for millions. From Jim and Pam's epic will they won't they romance to Dwight's bizarre antics and Angela's frosty judgment, each character was meticulously crafted, creating a rich tapestry of relatable personalities that resonated with audiences worldwide. This deep emotional investment in the characters and their lives is precisely what makes delving into the show's hidden layers so uniquely rewarding. Fans feel they know Dunder Mifflin inside and out. Yet, as we shall uncover, even the most devoted among them might have missed some truly remarkable behind-the-scenes revelations. The documentary style of The Office was not merely an aesthetic choice, it was a fundamental pillar of its comedic and dramatic genius. The handheld cameras, the quick zooms, the knowing glances into the lens, all conspired to create a sense of unfiltered reality. This allowed for a unique brand of humor, born from awkward silences, subtle reactions, and the profound relatability of everyday office interactions. The production team went to extraordinary lengths to maintain this illusion. For instance, the lighting was often designed to mimic natural office fluorescence, rather than typical sitcom lighting, giving it a more mundane, realistic feel. The sets were meticulously designed to look like a genuine, lived-in paper company office, complete with actual accounting textbooks on Oscar's desk and real sales charts on the walls. This commitment to authenticity extended to the writing and directing. Writers often worked closely with the actors, allowing for improvisation and incorporating the actors' natural quirks into their characters. This collaborative environment fostered a sense of ownership among the cast, enabling them to truly inhabit their roles and deliver performances that felt spontaneous and genuine. The show rarely used a laugh track, allowing the comedy to breathe and trusting the audience to find the humor in the nuanced reactions and uncomfortable pauses. This groundbreaking approach made The Office feel less like a manufactured sitcom and more like a window into a real workplace, forging an unusually strong bond between the characters and the millions who worked alongside them every week. This dedication to realism is what makes the behind-the-scenes revelations even more fascinating, peeling back the layers of a show that so expertly mimicked reality. For a show so committed to its mockumentary style, the reality of its production was often as intricate and fascinating as the on-screen antics. While fans obsess over character arcs and quotable lines, the subtle genius of The Office's creative team often went unnoticed, hiding in plain sight. Many seemingly spontaneous moments were meticulously planned, and the actors themselves contributed far more to the show's fabric than most viewers ever realized. One of the most powerful elements of The Office was its ability to seamlessly blend laugh-out-loud comedy with genuine emotional depth. What many fans might not realize is just how much of that raw emotion was incredibly authentic. For instance, Pam's tearful reaction during Michael's art show in Business School Season 2, Episode 17, was not entirely scripted. Actress Jenna Fischer revealed that Michael's painting of the Dunder Mifflin building, which he later gives to Pam, genuinely moved her. She hadn't seen the painting before that take, and Steve Carell's heartfelt delivery, combined with the genuine surprise of the painting's meaning to Pam, brought real tears to her eyes. That moment of pure, unadulterated emotion couldn't have been faked. It was a testament to the actors' commitment and the immersive environment the show created. Similarly, much of the show's most iconic character reactions were the result of actor improvisation. John Krasinski's famous Jim Halpert Pratis shrugs and smirks directly at the camera became a hallmark of the show, but these were often unscripted reactions to Michael's absurdity or Dwight's outlandishness. The writers and directors encouraged this, allowing the actors to convey their characters' feelings through subtle, nonverbal cues directly to the documentary lens. This wasn't merely acting. It was a collaborative dance between the script and the actors' instinctive responses, making the characters feel incredibly real and relatable. Fans felt they were sharing a secret glance with Jim, but they rarely guessed just how much of that was Krasinski's natural genius. The cast of The Office weren't just actors, they were integral parts of the show's creative engine, contributing in ways most fans never suspected. Many of the actors were also accomplished writers and even directors, profoundly shaping the show's narrative and comedic voice. B.J. Novak, Ryan Howard, and Mindy Kaling, Kelly Kapoor, were both staff writers and executive producers for much of the show's run. They were instrumental in crafting storylines, developing character arcs, and writing some of the most memorable episodes. Kaling, in particular, was praised for her sharp comedic voice, often injecting her unique brand of observational humor into the show. Novak even directed several episodes, showcasing his multifaceted talent. This meant that the actors playing Ryan and Kelly weren't just delivering lines. They were often literally writing the very words that defined their characters and the show's comedic tone. Paul Lieberstein, Toby Flenderson, the much-maligned HR representative, served as an executive producer and showrunner for a significant portion of the series. He was a driving force behind the show's comedic vision, navigating its tone and pacing and famously embodying the character that Michael Scott loved to hate. His dual role as a central character and a key creative decision-maker allowed for a unique blend of performance and production insight that most fans would never attribute to Sad Toby. Jenna Fischer, Pam Beesly, and Angela Kinsey, Angela Martin, while not writers, started a highly successful podcast, Office Ladies, years after the show ended. Through this, they revealed countless behind-the-scenes stories, including how much of Pam's quiet strength or Angela's judgmental glances were crafted through subtle improvisations and collaborative discussions with directors. Rather than explicit script directives, they truly understood their characters deeply. These multi-talented individuals ensured that the show's writing was always deeply informed by the characters they portrayed, creating a synergistic creative environment that was rare in television. Most viewers just saw the characters, never guessing that the very actors playing them were also shaping the jokes and emotional beats behind the scenes. The beauty of the Office mockumentary format was its ability to convince viewers that they were watching unscripted, spontaneous moments captured by a documentary crew. However, achieving this found footage aesthetic required meticulous planning and highly controlled execution. Something most fans would never guess. The show was primarily shot with 2 cameras, but unlike traditional sitcoms, these cameras weren't static. They moved, zoomed, and framed shots to mimic the style of a real documentary. The crew intentionally created mistakes, like slight focus shifts or seemingly random pans to enhance the illusion. Furthermore, the actors were often directed not to acknowledge the cameras directly, but rather to react to them as if they were actual documentary crew members. This meant no overt mugging or playing to the lens, but subtle glances and knowing smirks that made it feel incredibly authentic. One of the biggest illusions was the concept of talking heads or confessionals. These were the moments where characters would speak directly to the camera, sharing their inner thoughts. What fans didn't realize was the precise blocking and framing required for these segments. The actors had to deliver their lines to an exact spot on the camera lens, maintaining the illusion of direct eye contact with the viewer. This painstaking attention to detail, invisible to the casual viewer, was crucial in making the mockumentary feel truly real and unscripted, contributing to the belief that these were genuine, candid confessions from the Dunder Mifflin employees. Beyond the overall production design, many of The Office's most beloved character traits and memorable moments weren't explicitly written into the script. They emerged from the collaborative genius of the cast and crew, often through subtle acting choices, brilliant improvisation, and a deep understanding of who these Dunder Mifflin employees truly were. This layer of organic creation added an unparalleled richness that even the most avid fans might not have fully grasped. While Michael Scott was famously and awkwardly oblivious, his deep-seated desire to be loved and to be a family man was one of his most endearing qualities. What many fans might not have realized is how much of Steve Carell's genuine warmth and affection for his castmates bled into his portrayal of Michael. This wasn't just acting, it was a testament to the real-life bonds formed on set. For instance, many of Michael's truly touching moments, his genuine sadness when Pam and Jim don't invite him to their wedding rehearsal dinner, or his paternal pride during their wedding, felt incredibly real because Carell himself had developed a strong, almost familial connection with the actors playing those roles. There's a famous anecdote about Carell's last scene with Jenna Fisher, Pam, where he says his final quiet line to her on the airport tarmac. Fisher has revealed that Carell was intentionally quiet during their final day of filming together to make those moments more poignant. His genuine emotion about leaving the show and leaving his Dunder Mifflin family translated directly into Michael's emotional farewells. This wasn't merely a performance, it was Steve Carell allowing his real feelings to infuse Michael's character, creating a depth of emotion that viewers rarely see in a sitcom boss. Fans felt Michael's heartbreak, but few knew how truly intertwined it was with Carell's own. Dwight K. Schrute, with his beet farm, martial arts prowess, and unwavering loyalty to Michael, became one of comedy's most iconic figures. While much of Dwight's eccentric personality was brilliantly written, a significant portion of his comedic impact came from Rainn Wilson's unparalleled physical comedy and improvisation. Many of Dwight's most memorable quirks and spontaneous reactions were Wilson's unscripted additions. Consider Dwight's famous parkour attempts in the cold open of Gossip. While the idea of parkour was in the script, the specific awkward and hilarious movements were largely Wilson's improvisation. His commitment to Dwight's bizarre physicality, from his dramatic entrances to his rigid posture, added layers of humor that elevated the character beyond the page. Similarly, Dwight's intense stares, his almost animalistic reactions, or his sudden bursts of physical aggression, like kicking the CPR dummy's face off in Stress Relief, often had unscripted elements that were born from Wilson's deep understanding of Dwight's unique mind. Fans laughed at Dwight's absurdity, but they rarely guessed just how much of that visual comedy was spontaneously created by Wilson in the moment, rather than carefully choreographed. Oscar Martinez, the intelligent and often exasperated accountant, was the office's voice of reason, offering dry wit and eye rolls to the documentary camera. What many fans might not have fully appreciated was Oscar Nunez's understated comedic brilliance and the subtle background details that enriched his character, often without drawing explicit attention. Nunez was a master of the reaction shot. His quiet looks of disbelief, his exasperated sighs, and his subtle eye rolls to the camera often spoke volumes without a single line of dialogue. These were meticulously chosen by the actor to perfectly convey Oscar's personality, the intelligent, grounded individual surrounded by chaos. Beyond his performance, fans might not have realized the extent to which the production team filled Oscar's office space with authentic accounting textbooks and financial reports. These weren't just props, they were often actual dense texts, reflecting a commitment to his character's intelligence and profession that went beyond what was necessary for a quick gag. This level of detail, meticulously curated but rarely highlighted, helped ground Oscar in reality and contributed to his believable exasperation, making him the relatable straight man in a world of absurdity. It's a testament to the show's layered approach that even small details contributed to the character's depth without viewers consciously noticing. Beyond the performances and writing, The Office's mockumentary realism was meticulously crafted through subtle choices in set design, sound engineering, and even the unseen influences that shaped the cast's performances. These elements worked in harmony to create an immersive experience that most viewers simply took for granted as just how an office looks. Unlike many sitcoms that are filmed on purpose-built soundstage sets with movable walls for easy camera access, The Office took a groundbreaking approach to its primary location. The Dunder Mifflin office set was constructed as a fully enclosed, contiguous space, meaning it was a complete, realistic office environment. This wasn't just for aesthetics. It profoundly influenced the actors' performances and the show's unique comedic timing. Because the set was a real office, actors could genuinely walk through hallways, pop into other offices, and overhear conversations as they naturally would in a workplace. This allowed for organic background action and improvised moments that wouldn't have been possible on a typical fragmented sitcom set. The sound engineers even placed microphones throughout the ceiling, much like a real documentary crew would, to capture ambient office noise and distant conversations, further enhancing the illusion of authenticity. This immersive environment meant that the actors truly felt like they were in an actual office, fostering a more naturalistic style of interaction and humor that permeated every scene. Fans rarely guess the meticulous architectural planning that went into creating such a believable, real space. While visual elements of the mockumentary are often discussed, the sound design of The Office was a subtle masterclass that most fans never consciously recognized. The show frequently used ambient noise, the subtle hum of office equipment, the distant chatter of phones, and crucially, uncomfortable silences. These silences weren't just voids, they were carefully placed comedic beats. In traditional sitcoms, every pause is often filled with a laugh track or quick dialogue. The Office, however, embraced awkward silences, allowing the tension to build, the characters' uncomfortable reactions to linger, and the audience to truly feel the weight of Michael's blunders or Dwight's eccentricities. This commitment to realistic audio, including the absence of sound, made the show feel more grounded in reality. The sound mixers would often subtly amplify the sounds of office equipment, A printer whirring, a phone ringing off hook, the clatter of a keyboard, creating a sonic landscape that mirrored a real workplace, contributing to the show's overall authenticity without viewers ever consciously noticing these meticulously crafted auditory details. Beyond the technical wizardry and the actors' impressive range, the true magic of The Office often lay in the authentic bonds formed between the cast, the unwritten rules of their mockumentary world, and the subtle ways their real-life experiences permeated the show. These are the secrets that truly reveal the depth of this beloved series. The palpable chemistry between the Dunder Mifflin employees, particularly the core group, wasn't just brilliant acting. It was often rooted in genuine off-screen friendships. John Krasinski and Jenna Fischer famously developed a deep bond, which translated beautifully into their iconic on-screen romance. Their effortless banter, shared glances, and profound emotional connection felt incredibly real, because in many ways, it was. They often speak about how their real-life affection for each other allowed them to convey the subtle nuances of Jim and Pam's relationship. Similarly, Rainn Wilson and Steve Carell shared a unique camaraderie. While their characters were often at odds, the actors reportedly found each other endlessly hilarious, which often led to uncontrollable laughter during takes. Many bloopers, reels from The Office feature extended moments of Carell and Wilson breaking character in fits of giggles, showcasing their real-life enjoyment of working together. This authentic joy and genuine affection among the cast members created an organic energy that was impossible to script, lending an undeniable authenticity to the Dunder Mifflin workplace and making viewers feel truly connected to this family. Most fans just saw great acting. They rarely guessed the depth of the real-life bonds that underpinned every shared glance and inside joke. While The Office featured a documentary crew as part of its narrative, the actual crew behind the cameras went to extraordinary lengths to remain truly unseen and unheard, a detail most fans would never consciously acknowledge. To maintain the illusion of reality, the actual crew members were instructed not to speak or interact with the actors during takes. Even during long, silent moments, this forced the actors to genuinely react to each other and the unseen presence of the documentary crew, rather than to the actual camera operators or boom mic holders. Furthermore, the documentary premise meant that certain technical aspects, typically hidden in traditional productions, were occasionally allowed to peek into the frame if it served the realism. For instance, sometimes a boom mic might subtly dip into the shot, or a camera might be slightly off-kilter, mimicking the imperfections of a real documentary. These fleeting mistakes were often intentional, or, if accidental, were embraced as enhancing the show's authentic feel. This meticulous attention to the rules of the mockumentary, down to the behavior of the real crew, created a truly immersive world that fooled even the most discerning viewers into believing they were watching real life unfold. The Office's enduring popularity lies not just in its memorable characters and hilarious jokes, but in the profound sense of authenticity and human connection it managed to create. The secrets we've explored, from the actors' writing contributions and spontaneous improvisations to the meticulously designed sets and subtle soundscapes, are not just trivial facts. They are a testament to the unparalleled dedication of its cast and crew to building a world so real, so relatable, that it felt like a home away from home for millions of viewers. The revelations from behind the scenes paint a picture of The Office as a masterclass in collaborative storytelling. It wasn't just a show written in a room and then performed. It was a living, breathing entity that evolved with its cast, incorporating their talents, their relationships, and their instincts. This organic process allowed the characters to grow and deepen in ways that felt truly authentic, making their triumphs and failures all the more impactful. The show was a rare example where the creative forces truly understood the power of their format and leveraged every opportunity to enhance its realism and emotional resonance. This inherent authenticity is why The Office continues to resonate with new generations. In a world saturated with highly polished, often artificial content, The Office's raw, unvarnished portrayal of everyday life, complete with its awkward silences and unglamorous settings, offers a refreshing contrast. It proves that compelling storytelling doesn't always need grand special effects or dramatic plot twists. Sometimes, it just needs honest characters, subtle humor, and a genuine connection forged between creators and audience. Ultimately, The Office uncovered the profound magic hidden within the mundane. It showed us that even in the drudgery of a paper company, amidst bland cubicles and bureaucratic absurdities, there exist deep friendships, tender romances, petty rivalries, and moments of unexpected joy and profound human connection. The secrets behind its creation simply reinforce this core message, that beneath the surface of everyday life, and indeed, beneath the seemingly simple facade of a mockumentary sitcom, lies a rich tapestry of deliberate choices, brilliant performances, and an unwavering commitment to authenticity that continues to charm and entertain. The show wasn't just about what happened on screen. It was about the subtle, unseen threads that connected everyone involved, creating a timeless piece of television that continues to surprise and delight fans to this day. Thank you so much to everyone who watched to the end. Your likes and subscriptions are incredibly valuable. And be sure to hit the bell so you never miss new videos and stay updated.